Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered how thousands of languages spoken across the globe are connected? Languages are not isolated. They belong to families with shared roots, histories, and surprising connections. In this series, we will discovering the world's language families, exploring how human speech has branded out, evolved, and shaped culture across times. But in today's lecture, we will begin with Indo-European family of languages that is one of the largest, most influential, and fascinating language families in the world. So let's begin and learn today's lecture. What is language families? A language family is a group of languages. So there won't be a single language. There will be a group of languages that come from a common ancestor language called proto-language. So the root will be common one, right? Ancestor will be common one. Over time, languages change, split, and evolve into new languages, just like a family tree grows from a single ancestor. So you might remember your great grandfather, and then you might remember your grandfather, then your father, then his children, then their children's, and so on. So, as we have a family tree and we have an ancestor, just like that, we have a language family. And that language family has also an ancestor language. And with over a period of time, that language changes, evolves, and split into several other languages, right? So, what is a language family? Continue. So, the world is made up of more than 200 countries today. We have and regions divided into over 22,000 ethnic groups. So, we have 200 countries or regions, and then we have over 2,000 ethnic groups, and there are nearly 2,000 different ethnic languages in the world. So, totaling 7,097 languages worldwide, right? That is what we have today. Example, Indo-European language family. So, this will be our focus of today's lecture. Thousands of years ago, there was a language. There was a language called Proto-Indo-European, and that was spoken around 4,500 till 2,500 BCE, before Christ era. So from before Christ era, from 4,500 till 2,500, this Proto-Indo-European language was spoken. So over time, it split into different branches. This, what we call Proto-Indo-European language, it split into several branches like Germanic, and inside Germanic we have English and German. Like Romance, and inside Romance languages we have Spanish, French, and then we have Slavic. Inside Slavic we have Russian and Polish. So even though these languages sound different today, right? These language, because English is different from we can say Spanish. Spanish is different from Russian or Polish language. So these languages seem different today, but they have common root. But all share common roots, and that is Proto-Indo-European, right? That is the root of these all languages, which seem today different. How do languages become different? This is also a very valid question. So, languages change due to geography, because sometimes we have different new regions, right? Like in recent past, we see that there was a union of Soviet Socialist Republic. USSR. And how many regions, how many countries do we have today? Before 1947, we had just one country, that was India. And today we have India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Gilgit Baltistan, Kashmir, so on. So, okay, with the passage of time, geography changes. So, people move to different places and develop unique accent and words is also one of the cause, right? Culture, so new words come from religion, from technology and daily life, because you see, these due to social changes, technological changes, and movement of people from one country, from one region to another. This is also one of the cause of language change. Time, we can't deny from this fact. It's time which led the language change, because some 20 or even nearly 30 years ago, we did not have lot of vocabulary what exists today, like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and we can say X. And then the words and vocabulary used on these social media platform did not exist some 20 or 30 years ago. And due to time, technology also, time also, we see changes. So, language family and language group, there's also, we need to understand the difference between language group and language family. So, language family is a broad term. Inside language family, we have different language groups, right? The groups I just mentioned, like English language, Spanish language, Russian language. So, these are groups inside Proto-Indo-European language, right? So, a language family is the biggest category. For example, we have Indo-European. So, that is the biggest one. And a language group is a smaller one, branch inside a family, like we have Romance languages, Spanish, French, Italian. So then these are the groups inside a language family. So a language family is a broad or umbrella term. Language group is a small one. Major language families of the world. So we have 8 major families of the world today. Major language families of the world. So, a language family is a group of languages that share a common ancestral language, right? So, they have a common ancestral language, and then we have inside, like what? A language family. So, linguistic classify languages into families based on similarity in vocabulary, grammar, and phonetics. So linguists then say, okay, that for example, there are 20 languages. And inside these 20 languages, their structure of sentence structure, we may say, vocabulary, we may say, phonetics, we may say. So when these things are common, so then linguists label them one single language family, right? So that is okay, because the similarity that the linguists find in terms of vocabulary, grammar, are phonetics, so they label them a separate language family. So here are 8 major language families, their characteristics, example, and diagram for better understanding. But keep in mind that in this lecture we are just going to cover Indo-European language family, which has a common ancestor, that is Proto-Indo-European. So, Indo-European languages. Indo-European languages, we have the Indo-European family is the largest and most widely distributed language family in the world. Speakers of Indo-European languages are spread across the globe. They're not just restricted, limited to one region, but across the globe we can find the people who are speaking or the language belong to this language family. So the Indo-European family is divided into the following branches. So we have Germanic, we have Romance, we have Slavic, we have Indo-Iranians, we have Greek, we have Celtic, we have Baltic, as well as independent branches like Albanians and Armenians. So these are the branches of Which language family? Indo-European language family. Now, Germanic languages cover Northern Europe, including Norway, Sweden, Iceland, parts of North Sea Plains, Switzerland, Northern France, and the British Isles. And Romance languages spread from Italy to the northern Mediterranean regions, including the Italians, Peninsula, southern France, and northeast Spain. So here we can find Romance languages and here we can find Germanic languages. Remember, Germanic languages, Romance languages belong to a single language family, Indo-European language family. So Slavic languages are mainly spoken in areas where Slavic lives, such as the Eastern European plains and the Balkans, the Carpathians and the mountains and the eastern parts of North Sea plains. Indo-Iranian languages dominate the Indian subcontinent, right? So Urdu and Pashto are also the subpart of this. The Iranians plateau parts of Central Asia and Asia Minor. Indo-European languages tend to use a combination of consonants and vowels in their phonology. So we can find something common in them. They feature rich inflectionals and derivational system in their vocabulary. We are talking about central characteristics of Indo-European languages and often have well-developed grammatical categories such as tense, mood, and voice. What languages? Indo-European languages. Indo-European language family, spoken by over 3 billion people. You see, it's one of the largest language family, right? Spoken by over 3 billion people and regions where it is spoken, that is Europe, South Asia, North and South America. Major languages include English, Spanish, Hindi, Russian, French, and German. Now, subfamilies of this Indo-European language family include like Germanic, where we have English, Germanic, and Dutch. We have Romance, we can find Spanish, French, Italians, and Portuguese. We have Slavic, like Russians, Polish, and Bulgarians. We have Indo-Iranians, like Hindi, Bengali, Persians, and Pashto. And we have some fun fact about them, like English and Hindis both come from the same ancient language, like Sanskrit, right? Now we proceed our lecture. Or the last part was that the Hindi, English and Hindi both come from the same ancient language that is known as Sanskrit, right? This is fun fact. You can see here that Indo-European language family, these languages are included, like we can see Spanish, Germans, English, etc. So these all are there. This is a tree diagram, illustration. Now we have the second language family, but I guess so that we should discuss this in the next lecture because the lecture then will prolong. So I'll discuss then the second largest language family that is known as Sino-Tibetans languages. We'll discuss this in the next lecture. Thank you so much for being with us.